what you've seen in the first couple of weeks of fall ball, your pitchers, your young guys.
You know, I thought we didn't come out with our full arsenal maybe the first couple of days of fall ball. Second time around, you saw some guys bring in more of their pitches and use more of their stuff, and I like that. We've gotten into this second rotation now, I guess, into the fifth game, Friday, Saturday, and we sure have been a lot of disadvantage counts this time. We pitched to patterns and different sequencing, and we're doing where we're forcing them to try to make pitches more, and we're not doing as well in this experiment. So we'll probably have to, just like you do in any series, like you do at any point in time of the season, we'll probably have to reel them in and go back to trying to force contact a little bit more. So doing things with every guy. Everybody has all of their pitches into inter squad now, and just because if they just go out and dominate every time, how much are they really learning lessons? So I like the challenges, I like the adversity, because I think it gives them a chance to grow. And so far in these first 5 games, I think we're experiencing both.
And what do you like out of those pitchers that you just brought in? Number 2 recruiting class in the country, and a lot of those guys are getting a lot of time with Ross Mitchell and Brandon Woodruff kind of on the shelf for now. What do you like about those guys?
I like their makeup. I like how they were raised. I respect that from observing that through the recruiting process. I like their track record of what they've done before they've gotten here and the success that they've had. I like their projection, but that's not where we're at currently. We're basically in the stage of where this is where you're at and this is not where you want to end up. So myself, every one of our pitchers, our catchers, infielders, everybody in our program needs to keep working to get better and striving to get better. So we're at a point, but projection means you're not all the way there yet. Right. So they're at a good starting point. All they have to live up to is trying to be the best pitcher they can, and every day that they come out and work to try to get better. I don't need them in a telescope of what a second-ranked recruiting class will be in 3 years. I need them focusing in a microscope of what they can get done today and examining specifically what they need to do every day to get a little bit better.
What have you seen out of Brandon Woodruff and his recovery? I know John really thinks that he can take that jump like Chris Stratton made. What's he doing in rehab, and kind of when do you expect him to get back?
I think we're going to throw the hitters for the first time this Tuesday. So that's,
okay.
We're kind of at that point. We did a bullpen today. You're never with a guy that's coming off of an injury where you're putting a radar gun in their face. But he's 87, 89 at this stage now. We just had to know. Brandon was dying to know, am I 84, am I 92, where am I? And sometimes when you just throw and there's not anything to quantify that for a few months, you really don't know. So that was pleasing, that was positive, and the whole test comes down to seeing a hitter having that confrontation and still staying together, having success and getting past that. So our next step's coming Tuesday, and we'll throw to hitters and then not get ahead of ourselves. We'll reevaluate after Tuesday.
He's not a pitcher, Butch, but I know that you've had conversations with the family, and Reid Humphreys is a kid that's grown up dreaming of playing here, and it looks like he's kind of run with that opportunity this fall, especially these first couple of weeks. I mean, you haven't gotten a chance to individually work with him, but what do you like out of that kid when you got him?
When I'm in a setting like this with 3 or 4 people, I think he believes in his skills. So there's some certain level of confidence. You can tell he's had success. He went through something devastating where he's a quarterback of his football team, and he's a huge part of his baseball program, and that was taken away from him with a Tommy John surgery. And I think he feels like that's potentially in the rearview mirror now. So I think he's real positive and excited to compete again. And he looks like more mature than his years, and he can do so many things. He's played a good third base. He's a threat at the plate. Just has a lot of skills. I'm glad he's on our team.
Can you give me a little bit of information on the Billingsley kid? Like I contacted you about him. I liked him the last time he was out there on the mound. You said it was his second stint of work, and it was a lot better than the first.
Right, no doubt. He got his third. He threw 25 out of 27 fastballs, and then 2 days later he tells me I got a good slider and I'm a breaking ball guy. And then he comes out and does that. Sometimes when you're young, you're trying to be a pleaser, and you're trying to please a coach, a catcher, somebody that may not know you. We all have our best interest in mind, but until you can take control of yourself and get to the pitches that you want to, that's one of the things that we try to teach them. he's done that so much better the second time, and even the third time today. It was kind of a dicey situation. He throws a pick away, digs his hole a little deeper, and then pitches his way out of the situation where he gets a couple batters today. But that's all that learning curve where he needed to go out and do that the first time to really reevaluate and make the adjustment for the second time. He needs to keep growing in that and taking that lesson and never ever repeat it again.
Thanks, Butch.